Two updates. One, I'm sick, which sucks. So I'm not gonna sound the greatest. And then two, it's like a few days after getting married. So I've been pretty busy. Okay? But there was something that I was just reflecting on, and I even wrote a little the thing kind of came out, and I wrote it because I feel this a lot as I'm getting older, and I feel it more and more to the point now where I feel like it's kind of part of everything for me. So you'll have to bear with me because I don't feel very well. I don't feel very well. So, because I can't breathe out my nose. Feels like you breathe through a straw, you know what I mean? Because your lungs are full of shit too. There's something that's been bothering me more and more. Something that's been getting harder as I get older. There's that link from the ancestors that I kind of made mention in a few videos. Like those that came before you kind of are still within you, and the wounds that came from before you yourself have in one shape or another, whether it's things you learn from the environment or it's things that are passed down without you even knowing it, and you can carry that on. Well, I've been thinking about my ancestors a lot, and I just think about all the pain that they felt. I don't know why. This was the focus of tonight. This just happened, and I was thinking about all the pain. You know, dying alone in that pain. And for me, it's amazing to see how it transitions like that. So if we just go back a few, like not even generations, like it's, well, let me just say this. My family, so on my mother's side and my father's side, there's a lot of like heartbreak. There's a lot of brokenness and sadness. And it really bothers me a lot. You know, from my sister and the things that she goes through, all the pain and sorrow and grief, and just never can seem to catch a break. And not having all of her kids, you know, with her anymore, and with these fucking douchey dudes that she thinks that she should be with, and she was always like that, you know, just with the wrong kind of people. Always. When I was young, I was just like, I would always try to help, and then I got to a certain age where I couldn't anymore. I just was like, well, maybe she doesn't want my help. Maybe there's something she's looking for. And then I think about my mother and all the pain that she felt with, you know, her abusive stepfather and the foster homes, and then the torment that she puts in her mind daily and she struggles with. And my little brother coming up in this world. And then I think of my father, who I can't remember the last time I saw him happy. You know what I mean? Or smile. Just generally want to be alive. I don't know what tortures his soul so much, but the pain that my immediate family has is sometimes so unbearable for me that I have to hide from it. I have to run away from it because I can't, I can't take that. And I just go away in my own little worlds and pretend like it's not happening, right? Oh, that's better. A little bit. And I try to hide from it all and stay away from my mind. But it's always lingering. I wish they didn't grieve so. You know what I mean? It's painful. I always wanted to have like a family that was just at least okay. Not this every time I go over, like depression, the sadness, it's just anguish. Like it's tough. It really is. And I just think about like my father's father, who passed away a few months before I was born. He basically just kind of gave up on life. He probably would have been in his mid-40s, and he was diabetic, and he didn't want to take care of it, and he used that as the way to just not live anymore, and he ended up going into a diabetic coma at work and died alone. You know what I mean? He died leaving his son to figure out how to be a father, to which my father went through a lot of shit, and I know he has a lot of regrets and a lot of things that were hard for him. I don't hold anything against him in the past, because mistakes were made or things were said that shouldn't have been, whatever. That stuff happens, but I can tell that's been the one thing that he's always struggled with. He puts a lot of he puts a lot of weight on his shoulders and all that, as does my mother. And I just think about like the man I never got to meet, my grandfather, and just like what happened? Why did we? What was so bad? Why did you not wanna? You had nothing to fight for. There's nothing here. Not one thing that you just thought, like, you know what, I'll take care of myself for this. Not one. That's insane to me. Like, I understand, like, depression. I understand not having the will to live all the time. And struggling every day just to feel fucking normal. Like, I get it. I understand. But there's nothing that held you here? Nothing. I talked to his brother, which is like my great uncle, and he was like, I tried to warn him, I tried to tell him, like, you need to take care of yourself, but he didn't want to do it. That's the guy that his son just died. Recently my cousin passed away, Chad. That's him. His name's Terry. I found him and all that stuff. I just think about all this stuff. That's immediate. That's like immediate family wounds. God, does it go back? And we're all at the crux of this moment here. And sometimes, I'll be honest, sometimes I feel the weight of all of that as if I need to be the one to fix it. Just the way that sometimes people talk to me and look at me as if they want me to be the one to fix it. And that's a lot. Because I don't know what to do half the time. I don't want anyone to suffer. But I ran a lot. I'd go away and I'd go into my own mind. Just like when we were young and my father and sister would argue, I would just go away in my head and just pretend like everything was fine. it's tough sometimes, you know, because we care so much about them, but we run so hard away from them. I don't know why, you know. All they want you to do is just be there, and sometimes that seems hard to do. Oh, but I don't know. I guess that's just been getting to me today, within the past hour. Just thinking about all this stuff and what the hell am I supposed to do? Sometimes I just don't know. What am I supposed to do? You know, as I reflect on writing the book, a lot of these elements will be vital and key elements of the story going on. So if anyone has like a copy, and once I can get it to more people, you know, you'll start to see that this story of Eris, as I've said before, reflects mine. And that next chapter is finding a way to heal these pains of your family. The following books, you know, he's going to go through the hell of his own life and have to stand, as that word I can never say, on the prefaces of everything before him, and make decisions and find a way to heal those around him. And it always starts with ourselves, right? Like, we heal this before we heal anything else. You can't go out in the world and say things unless you feel okay here. And I mean, as you can see in these videos, I clearly struggle a lot with that stuff. It's been really difficult for me just going through this life every single fucking day, when I myself don't want to do it anymore. But you gotta find those things that keep you going. And you have to find all that stuff that makes it worth it. What is worth it? Well, that for me is finding the family. Is going through those pains. Discovering the lives of these people I never got to really meet. In that, talking to my family and being more open about how I feel. I just kind of got, you know, a lot happened in the past few days, like getting married, and the people that were there was about 30-something people. It was really small, and it was at this chapel, and it was old school. It was really cool and stuff, and I had Jacob, Kevin, and Billy there, and I had my family there, my parents, my brother and my sister, her kids, my grandmother, my other grandmother, yeah, and then Kelly, my wife now, her family, brothers and sisters and all that, mother, and she's got a shit ton of them. And I was, you know, got fucking married up there. It's crazy. Now I'm moving on through life. I'm progressing, and I'm doing the things that I feel like I should. And I struggle with it every day. Every single day I'll struggle with something, you know, or accepting all of this. Like, is this really what I want? And am I doing the right thing? Am I good enough for this? Do I deserve this? You know, the normal feelings. And then I look at my family that so badly need me around. It's very clear to me, that fact. And now my wife, I can't, that's so weird to say. It's gonna take me a while to say that naturally, where I'm like, my wife, because it's so new. It's like a few days old. It just feels strange, I never thought I'd ever have a wife, I'll be honest. Anyway, but with all that stuff, it's this whole new realm of life that I've transcended onto, and as I go forward, I want to look back at the people that brought me to where I am, my immediate family, and back. They have such deep wounds. Such fucking deep wounds. They're so fucking deep. Oh, God. It hurts just to think about some of the things that they've been through. And how often they suffer in their hearts because of something in their lives. And they always look at me. They don't say this, but I feel it. They look at me here, So long I would turn away from it and hide from that fact and deny it. Or look at my friends, would look at me the same way, as if they all see me being something higher than I think of myself. And I think that's the hardest thing to accept about the people that you care about, is what they see you as and what you see yourself as. That's really hard to connect that. And to do this, to strive to be higher and better in whatever way, But you know damn well that you're supposed to do that deep down, and you have to do that, in fact, if you want to transcend. Sometimes it's just hard to accept that and do it, you put it off for so long. I'm just, I know what I have to do for everybody, but I don't know what I have to do for myself. I know how to help others heal and to find peace, but I don't know how to. And that's all they want. Every one of them. My family and my friends, the people care about me, and my wife, that's all they want, is for me to be happy, okay, and being the best person I can be. I have to figure out how to do that. Whatever it takes. Whatever stands in my way, I'll do it. I have to. I got no other choice. But, anyway. I didn't really want to do this because I don't feel very well and I sound horrible, but it came out. Why not do it? I'll be back to normal in a few days. I don't know. A few weeks, more like. And we'll continue to do what we're doing every day. Just keep trying to find the fucking answer.